They are joking.
Sometimes when I'm laughing about it and these people come and reply my tweets and I'm like, is your pastor aware you are doing this to me, especially because he will not be happy with what exactly I'm going to say, because if he actually took me out to apologize, to say, oh, please, like, you have to relax and consider your pastor when you are attacking people who have left the church. If you are still there, fine, that's you. It will come. Everybody's own will come. You will leave eventually, but for now, you have to relax and don't invalidate other people's experiences because of what you think you are experiencing right now.
The tips I'm the master for Ghana. More musumu ya so for Ghana. Me mamu 5 tips. And they say mo church member bi jam asore. Na utimi ko. Unte ne ho asem. Na one day pe utimi hunu. Say wo church member no, especially oba. Aso camera na emagu so. Ewo TikTok ene de aka. Na omu di asore no ho nkomo ebo odin etu ase e kire ensem ni mu a. Opa ensoso. Before ba betima yes ade no wa prepare si you. Wa prepare si. Wa ye na adwene so be kasa pa. E na asi. Asori bi e wo Ghana yes e friend e Christ Embassy Youth Church. Na say Christ Embassy Youth Church na say Pastor Chris insori ni bi no. Pastor Chris insori ni bi no. Na pastor bi wo ho e say friend Pastor Enoch Boama. Say ya ye ka say e ma na e wa so dem ho. Ba ko a wom a wo din komo say ya ni din ede eye Princess Ama Burland. Yes, what ton eye a man winnie ade a hard working lady pa. And wa ba bontin wo din komo. Ede fa adekonti a wo jai sa ansore ne ko fake miracles o mo ye e wo ho ene kom fa so ye operations e wo ho. Na a man nyina gu TikTok no so. Ene o mo e kan sam e reveal secret ahodo na anya sam ketwa. In terms of so for anything wati ena ne church members aba bontin be reply. Mo benya problem. Man kwana na share conference na see you. Make a conference. We a TikTok conference.
And why he is the reason why, because I am from a Muslim home, right? So that was my proper introduction to going to church. So every understanding of church I would have, or understanding of the Bible, was straight from him. But some things were weird to me, which is why I left. Now, first, when I started the church, 1 month in, we were doing competition, like, oh, let's say Kotoka branch raised 20 million, so maybe Agbogbolosi branch raised 30 million, so we have to pass them. Hey, why do we have to pass them? For what? Like, I don't even understand. We were like, that was like, I wasn't understanding why we have to pass another church. Like, we actually went for this type of, I don't know what it is, where other branches will come and say, okay, we raised this, we raised that, we raised this. Me, I don't know where the money was going to, but people in the church found delight in passing other branches. So that was my first red flag. And then the preaching constantly became money, right? And I was the social media handler at a point, the Instagram social media handler at a point. So the money issue was one. The second thing was, when I left the church because I saw something that was very, very horrible, and which is why he took me to the church. But then he came to tell me that, oh, he's a sinner, I should listen to the preaching and not the individual, and that's understandable. He's a human being and he makes mistakes. When I went to the church that day, there was they do this thing where they do a night of miracles or something. There was this guy from UPSA that, like, I know him, but I've forgotten his name. He had an accident, so he had crutches, and they prayed for him, and he put the crutches down. The next day, I saw him in Legon, and he was using the crutches again. Now, this is my first introduction to miracles and all of these things. This is my first introduction to miracles and all of these things. So me, I wasn't understanding what is going on. So did it work? Did it not work? Like, how is the process supposed to be? Like, is it supposed to go immediately? Is it a slow process? If it's a slow process, then he should have left with the crutches. But I feel like in his mind they've prayed for him, so he used him to walk. Then the next day he realized that it's not gone. Then he started using like the crutches again. So that was I didn't even come back again. After I saw him that day, I didn't even come back again. And then the third thing was that I feel like people were, because of the preaching that was going on, people were coerced to give testament or say testimonies. I don't even know how that thing is called, but like coming to thank God for whatever it is. But before they come and thank God, they say, thank you, Pastor Sam, for the opportunity. What opportunity? You are thanking God. Why are you thanking the pastor for the opportunity to give a testament to God to win souls to Christ? I don't know. It is just too much for me. It felt like
Trouble. Like, small. You
sorry.
hit.
It felt like the reverence was more to the leaders than the than God himself. And also, I was made a cell leader. Mind you, I'm from a Muslim home. So if you make me a cell leader and put me in charge of a group of people, honestly, how am I going to preach? So which spirit of God told you that this, even if, let's say, in the future, I'll be a cell leader and graduate to a pastor and whatever, in that moment, is it really God that told
Amen.
you that I
How
was
is
right?
what do you mean by you are made a cell leader? Like,
Yeah, like so
how,
they'll put you, they are cell leaders, so they'll put you in charge of like a group of people where
right,
like
right. And what were you
yeah.
supposed to do? Like, what were you supposed to do as a cell
Or
leader?
sometimes you talk to them about God, you talk to them about
Okay,
the funds that they are supposed to raise. And I
okay.
actually never did that because I didn't even know where to start from. Maybe it is a gradual,
Ama, see,
yeah.
you have all the time in the world. We are not ending the space
I'm sorry,
anytime
I
soon.
talk fast. I talk
No,
fast. I
see,
talk.
if you like, talk till tomorrow. Me, partner, my ears on. Me, my ears on.
I'm sorry, I talk fast, but yes. So yeah, as I was saying, they made me a cell leader too, and then it was very like confusing to me, right? And
Vimbas.
then later, people started selling their things because if you give a seed, if you give your last seed to God, God will multiply it to you. That was the perception there. So people started selling their last things and everything. But fortunately, I didn't even have to even sell. So that's what helped me. Maybe if I had, I would have also sold something. But when I left the church not too long ago, that's when I heard about Adosi and everything. But I never asked him about it till I left the church. It's the delusion thing is very crazy. That I know Adose had a friend that died in a motorbike, but Adose never let go of his motorbike, but he let go of his motorbike when he entered that church. That is how crazy it is. Like, I don't know how
Hey,
it
hey,
works,
hey, hey.
but that is how it is. Like, it is like if you give to, like, I don't know what it is, but the preaching is always about giving money, giving money, giving. I don't really remember any.
So you say the church, them they beg, like beggy.
I don't know what it's called, but it's basically like you have to sow seed. So like you can even give, if you give your last to church, you don't know, God will give you miracle money. But why should I give my last to the church before God will give me the miracle money? Like it doesn't like make sense. It's just a lot of things. And when it came to the girls, I feel like there was a bit of grooming on that side because there were some people he met from high school and he like they grew up in the church, but that is not my story to tell. But what I saw, I had to leave because I felt
What did
like
you see?
that is their
Cell leader.
story. So I can't come and maybe they are not ready
Thank you, Amma.
to
Thank you,
talk
Amma.
about it. So once they are ready to
Vimbas.
speak about it, fine.
Oh, you are the way my vim come for you, pa. I for
Mama, you
No,
go back to the church, oh.
if I go back to the church,
no.
right now,
I actually tried. I
Go and
actually
go and
tried.
come back. Go and come back.
I tried going back to the church again to listen to the preaching instead of the person who is doing the preaching. Like I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
listen to the word rather than looking at the person doing the preaching. But I still went back and I was met with money conversation and I was like, you know what? It's
Wait, so did they reach out to you now to join again
no.
at all?
No.
And when you left initially, what was the reaction?
That's what I'm saying. The pastor took me out. He apologized for what I saw. And what that's why sometimes when I'm laughing about it and these people come and reply my tweets and I'm like, is your pastor aware you are doing this to me especially? Because he will not be happy with what exactly I'm going to say, because if he actually took me out to apologize to say, oh, please, like, you have to relax and consider your pastor when you are attacking people who have left the church. If you are still there, fine, that's you. It will come. Everybody's own will come. You will leave eventually, but for now, You have to relax and don't invalidate other people's experiences because of what you think you are experiencing right now. Just relax. You will see it. If you don't see it,
Vimbas.
you will see it. Yes. So that is all I
Okay.
can remember for now. If I remember anything, I'll tweet it.
All right. Thank you so much.
One of the people that I worked with was a devout CYC member. And one thing about me, I'm very open minded. Like, I would experience it and like just to see what's happening. Like, I have my own opinions, but then I'm not set in my ways. I'm open to seeing what's out there. So, when I relocated, she was like, "Oh, she has a friend in my city who goes to CYC, their branch here, and I should go." And I had no church at the time, and I was open to the idea, so I did go. They came to pick me up from my campus residence. They took me. I get there and during the preaching, I hear them reference their pastor, their head pastor, because I was deliberately counting a total of 32 times, and God was mentioned about 5 times. And I made a joke about it to my parents when I called that weekend, because it was so absurd to me. Because that was in line with what I already had, like the reservations I had about the church and the fact that they idolized their pastor. And that just reinforced the sentiments I already had. Because what do you mean you're preaching the word of God, you're reading from the Holy Bible, but then all your references are according to our father, according to our papa? It was not making sense to me, it wasn't registering in my brain. And it was genuinely very upsetting, but I also found it very comical. I noticed there was a hierarchy. So the person who was preaching was constantly referencing their pastor, I Enoch, I believe, and then the people who would sing and then maybe give a testimony or whatever would reference their in-house pastor. And I was like, there's no way. Because it was genuinely very absurd to me. I was set to go home. So
Cool.
yeah, the in-house pastor said to one of the ladies that, oh, she needs to follow him to his next meeting or his next preaching. And she was like, "Oh, I have a work shift." Then he says, "Are you picking God over are you picking work over God?" And immediately I was like, there's no way you are saying this, because the country you are in, you have to survive. You have to find ways of supporting yourself. What do you mean by are you picking God? Are you picking work over God? How your sustenance? What is going to feed you? What is going to care for you? Because I understand making sacrifices for the house of God and everything, but not to the point where you are you are neglecting a commitment you made to your workplace. Like, that does not make sense to me.
Awarding people based on how much they give. Like, let's say your target is $1 million. Okay, cool. But you're awarding and your starting range is $1,000. Somebody probably gave like $50 and that's all they had. But you're telling the person that, oh, because they gave $1,000, they didn't give $1,000, or maybe that year it's $2,000 that was like the least. So their $50 is like nothing. Meanwhile, the person feels like, hey, I gave my all, I did everything. But you, these same people, are also selling them this thing where if you give, you are going to become rich, you are going to have it multiplied in double folds. And the funny thing was, it was on uni people. Like me that I'm in uni, how much do I even get? Like, you've given
And
me a
so they
target
use
of
for
like
raise $1 million.
$1,000. If they give the targets like a $1 million target for the year, he then breaks it down into the various churches. So like from church 1 to church 12 or something, there are lots. Then before the churches now have meetings with their fellowship leaders, and then they say that, okay, I'm going to do this and that and that. Then your cell leader will now take her fees. She'll go and also go and pledge that, okay, I'll bring $10,000. She's pledging on behalf of the whole cell, knowing very well that probably she cannot do it on her own, but she's going to do it with the help of her cell members. Then now they start putting pressure on you, the cell member, to also give the amount. I remember at a point I pledged $100 with my mom, and I told the cell leader that, oh, it's a joint pledge, so I'm going to pay for both of us. So I did pay the $100, and then I told her, oh, she was happy, they congratulated me in the group and everything. Then she texts me and she says that, no, my mom has to also pay $100 because heaven is an individual thing and the blessings are going to be individual. I'm like, what?
Hey, then they pay $100 go heaven.
It's more like a personal thing where I am sort of like being rebellious. I understand if you would not understand it, but for me, that works, right? It's more like a tease between me and him.
Oh,
You will
Charlie.
not get it, right? But I just say my pastor just so that people know that this story I'm telling, he was in that capacity of my pastor.
Right.
If I
You deal
say
with them. I
AVMB,
get where you're
or
coming
if
from.
I say the narcissist, if I say the psychopath, you are not really going to see it like what I want to
I get where you're
portray,
coming
you
from.
know. And I go to this church and then I'm like, okay, they do this, they do this, they give people the opportunity, they give people the privilege. And like people have said, right? Cell component leaders, cell leaders, tissue leaders, organ leaders, and it went on and on and on. You go there and immediately you are given a position. You are really appreciated. You see, there's a lot of appreciation when you go because they make you feel wanted. Imagine you are from a home that nobody tells you you are beautiful, nobody tells you you are talented, nobody tells you you are this and that. This is not even my story, right? But I'm just saying. And then you go to a church and they are like, oh my God, you're this, oh my. Immediately you feel like a part. Immediately you feel welcome. I mean, I went to that church and then they really saw that I was bright. So quickly I was emceeing programs, I was talking, I was doing this, I was doing that, and all of that also makes you comfortable before you realize you are being taught all these kind of things. And one of the fundamental messages of the church was that when the pastor tells you this is blue, right, even though you are seeing white, it is blue. That is one of the first things you'll be taught, like when you enter the church. So it makes you know that your pastor can never do wrong, right? And someone like me, I am very outspoken. I am very blunt. Like I say things as they are. You can imagine the kind of mental battles I had to face because this thing that you are saying, that's not what I'm saying. What do you mean I can?
nsɛm wei nyinaa ba abɔnten ɔmo aporo agu hɔ ɛma nkoa na egu so na ɔmo di nkɔmɔ no ɔmo sɛ bɛrima baako na ɛbɛfrɛ mu na wo wate mama church members aba abɔnten ɛbɛkasa na again ɔbaa yɛ awɔ kasa wɔn nso wɔn ntoma afɔ anim amba woyɛ ɔbaa afɔ anim bra so ɔso yɛ ɔbaa na woyɛ spiritual taba afɔ anim bra oyɔnko baa ɛna asɔ tiktok ɛma egu so ɔmo di nkɔmɔ no waba abɔnten bɛ defende mo bɛ nya problem.
Opportunity. Hey, now uko ejumema, child boys. Unka please.
I don't know why she's raising this issue.
And I met somebody at A, and then the person was still using the crutches. Oh, but damn now,
Of course, but you have to use faith.
Actually, hey, everybody. Hey, it really baffles me. Because I do like na Muslim girl. She only believes believes are very different. Who faith? Who faith?
You know how faithful they are Muslims. Or no one to know influencing them. She know how they can do.
What you say now? Who Christian? What's your influence? So Christian is very extrovert because of Sadio. You are condemning the church. It's not like you have to come. You have to condemn. We have to condemn the individuals because I'm more sorry. Yes, there were sorry. So what I say. And then if I come, oh, sorry because a baby now to say, oh, pastor, you good in some bad sorry. The baby now so bad because say, oh, a mawa sorry.
What do you mean changing the panel?
The obey say, obey do. Obey my scriptures. Way. So what's your pastor preaching down? Papa no uncut. Oh, yo. Because honestly speaking, when I see people doing these things, it really worries me because me, I've gone to church. I always say that I've gone to church, but always me faith in you. And I'm going to blame pastor say, on me faith in true. Because I know that the fault is coming from me. So as I say, if you see me in church and you see me somewhere, blame me. Why are you blaming the church? Because it's a big individual preference and an individual people are faithful in the church. A man for sorry, or more dedicated. Every month so call. Every month so call crown almost a coin. They're supposed to lead you to the Lord. They don't be condemning first love and so. Hey, they are dedicated people in first love, like crazy. Me and now me calling me telling way. The banner of free UK buying. I can't free UK buying because I'm more conference for Ghana. Hey. How many people will do this. She said, I'm not for a very dedicated, like, people are very dedicated. Who get on the life are like, forget everything. Like, yeah. But, obviously, only me when you know, conclude it, say, sorry, no. It is not the church, individual. Like, individual. And it's going to be like that till eternity. To be very honest.
Say, nipa ba kon ya dia. I was say like, it affects all the church. Like Obia to say Bia me to say the me call me call
church is the hospital.
Me call CEYC. Na me obi hu mo klaba. Na CEYC. Yo hu ani kra be preach or amount na wasa. Omo ba sam kan no masa kwa kono mo san ye we. It's individual like that the
CEYC abot e go fa bot so CEYC hate on. Like if it's crazy, and I know that because end time is very near. And to maybe say it will happen, they will condemn the pastor like that. What I say. But sorry, your hospital. If you come to say, well, sorry, not so attire shorter. Who say, alone. Last time was go for no month to Sao into the Kwame, Mashata attempting. Sorry, I say the last time a first love. Hey, meaning first love suffer so I suffer no more shepherds, no more suffer. But now omo into adultery, hey, as an individual preference, they can be as an individual. And it is so sad because I say I youth church. I youth church. CEYC I youth church. It's not remember say Ekoso. Oko Abuja no, youth for. You see youth but you see the elder Look about the impactful things that all my church no, and the impactful things that all my youth no, because he's joined so many youth to God. Hey, if you go to church and you see some of them praying, you will love God. Me, I always say the reason why I go to church is the way they some of them are very dedicated to God. Because Rhapsody givings, amount for a year, amount for giving like mad. For us to do, just for people to get the book to read. And then no so meaning say the man go baby, I'm on read, but say for mudi. So I said $1,000. Pastor Michelle, they last year of giving about $10,000 for Rhapsody. But I don't know
the Christ Embassy Youth Church. Sorry. Christ Embassy, Pastor Chris. In church names and in quantum cramba toes and one Libya. But I couldn't tijan. Any judge them church members nankasa. Expose you almost all. When you who I feel no more best sorry. I said, quasi any tear now gone idea. No good.
How to use the laser home kit. First, apply the gel directly to the tooth surface as demonstrated on the video. Second, connect the light to your phone using the USB provided. Leave the light shining on your teeth for 16 minutes. Fourth, rinse your mouth and the mouthpiece with water, cold water. And lastly, smile. Using the toothpaste separately. Brush twice daily with the toothpaste. Bear in mind, this product is not suitable for pregnant women, breastfeeding mothers, and children under 18 years old. Enjoy!
I busuafo. So pair a sifita structure of body, and the enough for unique laser whiten. Any tea stains, coffee stains, smoking stains to unique laser whitening product. Ebe yini ne free summer come. The oyan is so befraying. I was 079-9979-2330. Unique laser whitening. Or say Muni Seso.
I was so no bumble here. Nami Papa Mudi, Pro Technologies, and Nami come from my work. Annie, Pro Technologies. We are specialized in both sales and installation of CCTV cameras. Yes, on ESA install CCTV cameras in the Sour Ghana and NASA brochure now for Ghana. Now, best CCTV camera installation. We need Pro Technologies and in South. We have CCTV camera installation, electric fence, automated gate, access control, video doorbell. Opadia, man, none wants to that form. Near general construction. So, Pessi, Sufi Dimao, say ya bansro. Then, so I shall see, no Pessi. Dibaw anafe na pese sidima wo no woni en eminsa wo so ne de wo ni se ye no nyina ne wa brochimemu ha ene branch e wo Ghana na enim obra wo bre nti so sika fa ensemu a sro bia nim wo dad da e dan bi apese osi Prime Bia. And when she saw here solar power, and a bamba wants and send be idea. Only Pro Technologies, and Miss our so. Yeah, smart home. I'm back from video be a person show fee. And now intercom, a bihujuma. And yes, fancy interior decoration. Yes, Sophie and a mount. And now our Sophie. Now person says he hold the maw. Say a your office. You be travel neat. Near your car tracker. And a GPS. How bet media track your car. You be a car and then be a bit my hair ever phone so. And register what phone video be. Now who can first install it. And now the settings. Yeah, be a your Ghana office ewo Ashie Adenta Dodoa Road Yane CBG ene DNMhwe. For information or WhatsApp +1 401 75 70 300 and +1 401 69 92 254. Pro Technologies. Customer satisfaction is our topmost priority.
It's centered on your grace.